What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new GTA Online video. Today we are going over not just my favorite muscle car, but one of my favorite cars in all of GTA Online. So here we have the Vapid Ellie. The Vapid Ellie is made after the real-life version of the 1967 Mustang Fastback, one of the coolest cars in all of car history. I ended up doing a full muscle car garage tour on my channel a couple of weeks ago, so if you want to go check that out, please do. This car actually wasn't a part of that video just because I have this car with all of my other, really cool cars, so this one is not featured, but go check out the muscle car video for all my other favorites in the game. But let's get right into it. I'm going to show you guys this complete car, all the customizations that I've done. In terms of performance for this car, is actually pretty decent. It's probably like a top 10 muscle car in terms of performance. The one thing that stands out for this car is the acceleration is very, very good. But as you can see, the top speed can barely fill up that fourth bar, which is a downside of this vehicle, but it is still, again, one of the coolest cars to have in GTA Online. The Vapid Ellie is pretty cheap. It only goes for about $565,000, which for a muscle car is kind of like in the medium range. The Gauntlet Classic is about $100,000 more, so it is still a really, really great car to have in your garage. It definitely gets people looking and asking about it. So I think in total, this car costs about $800,000, probably $900,000 if you wanted to do the absolute most with this car, but for me it only costs about $800K to completely build this car, and I think it looks perfect just the way it is like this. Now for the armor and brakes, I do have mats, obviously. Moving on to the front bumper, I ended up going with the painted splitter. I was in between going for the painted and then just the stock, but I figured the splitter did add a little bit more to this car, and I think it looks great with having it on, so definitely go with the painted splitter here. Engine, we got all the way up. For the exhaust, I ended up going with the stock exhaust with the custom hood. Now there is a little bit of a difference here with the custom hood and stock exhaust. You get this or you get this. I decided this one looked a little bit more cleaner, a little bit more better. Obviously they do have a little bit more customizations. You can get them out coming out of the hood. If you really want that really good muscle car look, you can go with these, but I ended up just going with the stock with the custom hood. For the horn, you already know what we do around here. We do the Liberty City loop on every single car, the best GTA of all time. For lights, I didn't do any neon kits. I thought that would kind of make the car look bad. It would kind of ruin it. Muscle cars aren't supposed to be like super flashy. But for the headlights, I did go with the xenon lights just because they're brighter. They look a lot better in nighttime. For livery, they do have a bunch of different customizations, which I love about the muscle cars. You can do almost anything. You can make it a complete racing car, or you can just go with the classic, twin black stripe is what I went with, or you could go with the white, which still doesn't look bad at all. You could definitely change up this paint job to make it fit a little bit better. But for this one, I just have the classic twin black stripe. I think that looked the best. Even without one, it still looks really good. But again, we went the black stripes. For the license plate, you guys already know we go with the yellow and black. It just looks better with every single car, especially if you got pinstripes. The black just fits in. So again, just the yellow and black. Everything else just makes it look, I don't know. Everything else just makes it look really distracting. It stands out. So the black is always a good one to have. Now for the paint job, I went with just a chameleon based color with the anodized red pearl. This one looked, without a doubt, the best. I could have went with my own paint job, but I ended up spending a little bit more money just for this one. I think this one looks perfect for this car. Any muscle car works good with these top three. So this is what we have for the Ellie. We just have the anodized red pearl, the first selection for the chameleon paint colors. Now there isn't a whole lot of customizations you can do with this car, but once you have all your standard modifications, it completely looks like a new car compared to just the stock version. I think the Gauntlet Classic definitely holds the most customizations for a muscle car, but this car still looks amazing even with minor details. For the sunstrip, I ended up going with the Vapid Motor Company. It's kind of like that old school look. I think it looked best for an older car. Again, this is based off a 1967 Mustang Fastback, so I went with the sunstrip that kind of represented the old school look. Suspension, I ended up lowering the suspension a little bit. I think we're gonna jack it up one more though. But here we have, you don't want to go too low, you don't want to go too high. I think this one looks probably the best, or even the street. But right in the middle is where we have the suspension at. The tranny is all the way up you can go. We also got turbo. Now for the wheels. For the wheels, we stayed in muscle car and we went with the Mercenary Wheels. They're all the way at the bottom, 19 of 19. Going through all of these, there was only a few that I thought would look good with this car and with everything I have going on. I think the Mercenary ones are the best. And I'm kind of second guessing myself a little bit now, but I'm gonna stay true. I'm gonna keep the Mercenary Wheels on this car. Obviously, we went ahead and got Bulletproof Tires. I don't think I even did a tire smoke. Let's do that real quick. Probably like an orange tire smoke, 15K. I am broke again. I gotta do some missions, you already know. And then for the window, we have all black. And that's what I have for the Vapid Ellie. Again, this car is so sick. It's one of my favorite cars to use in GTA every single day. If you guys want more vehicle customizations, I have 6 garages full of cars. My tuner garage is almost completely filled up. I'll have a video on that later. Please leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new. I upload GTA videos every single week, so don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.